Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everyone. Hello. It's me, Crystal Tennille Irby. My co-host will be here in just a second. This is our monthly Facebook Live. I just like to look at us on another screen. Let's see here. Yeah, there we are. This is our monthly Facebook Live where we will be recapping our latest episode. Let me know if you can hear me. Say yes one time if you can hear me. I would appreciate it. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Clap one time if you can hear me. I would greatly appreciate it, just to let me know that all things are clicking on all cylinders. So, hello, everyone. I always love to talk to you all live. Okay, it's a message from my co-host. I love to talk to you all live. I love to hear your feedback on the episodes, and we've had some great things going on. I see a magnet letter in the background. That's proof that I have a 5-year-old. And we've had some great things going on and some great things coming up that we really want to share with you all. So tap the hearts, let me know that you can hear me, or just say yes, we can hear you, or just say hello so that I can see who is here with us. So we are live this time on Facebook. Not only are we live on Facebook, but we're also live on Twitter and we're live on YouTube. So hello, YouTube followers, and hello to our Twitter followers. So if you're with us, just let me know, because I just want to say hello to everyone. And thank you so much for joining us. Yes, here we are on Twitter. I'm looking at us on a new, on another platform. So our, I'm just going to go over things that we have coming up while I wait for our co-host to join us. See, one of our co-hosts is getting ready right now. So while we're waiting on our co-host to join us, I just want to talk about a couple of things that we have going on. I'm just going to send them a text. This is live, y'all. Okay, send them a text. Upcoming events. Folks got to get right before they get on camera, because we're on not one, not two, but 3 platforms. So again, as I said, we have had some very exciting things coming up. I can see my co-host in the waiting room. Thea, let me know when you're ready, boo. So we have, you ready? Okay, she's ready. I'm gonna add Thea Moyer.
I'm getting comfortable.
Hi, boo. To do it on your phone so you could be outside.
I need it today as much as possible.
You could have still done it on your computer. You don't have to be plugged into a power source, but you can be. But yeah. I was just telling them that we have had some exciting things happen, and we have some things going coming up. You know what's distracting for me sometimes? This is just a real side note. I work extremely hard on my eyebrows. And to look on camera and see that they're not even right here is just so distracting. I can't
figure out which way my shirt is backwards.
Well, girl, this is so hard for me. Like, see, you see, like, is this way?
I don't know if mine are either.
But you see the slant here? It's not quite the same.
Remember what Sadie said? Eyebrows are cousins, not
sisters. But they look like...
She said they're sisters, not twins.
Right, but they don't even look like sisters. They look like cousins now.
They're in the same family.
I'm struggling. Okay, you ready, Nikisha? Okay, so here we go. Hey, boo, hey.
So, listen, mine are distant cousins. They're distant.
Girl, I'm struggling. It's such a distraction when you're looking at yourself.
Mine are correct today. Look.
Dang.
No, I think yours
One
look
has
good.
more. One has more of an arch. This one.
Nikisha, I think yours look good too.
Okay.
Well, they
Okay.
can't really.
Not
I'm
when
gonna
you,
just
not when you,
broadcast
not when you
it.
do that, Nikisha. Not when you make them look different. They don't look right.
Listen, honey, I got this down to an art.
One is
I can
I've
do
been
it
put up
driving on
on
the
game
highway.
though. I've been put up on game about eyelashes. I'm about to be out in these streets.
Girl, my mama lived
Somebody-
for eyelashes. You know, when my mama was young,
This-
she used to wear sunglasses in the shower so she wouldn't mess up her eyelashes. This was like
What?
back in girl.
My
real
friend
talk.
Dr. Allison,
Real talk.
she came over and she was like, "Girl, these last for 3 weeks," and then she started bristling them, brushing them
Yeah.
up, roughing them. And I was like,
Anime is serious about her eyelashes. She don't play.
because I can't do them myself. Like I can't put them on. I don't want to deal with that regularly. But I'm feeling like they might be a part of my get ready, stay ready plan.
Oh, get ready.
They need to be. They need to be.
I love that. Okay, y'all. So I was telling everybody that
Look at
we
Nikisha.
are live. She is still fixing her eyebrows. So
Don't worry about that.
hold on, let me put a thing on. So I was telling everybody that we are live on not one, not two, but 3 platforms.
So far, so good. I don't see
Yes.
any major glitches.
I don't either. This is great. So
We out here.
yes, so we are live on.
What fry is that? You got fries, Nikisha? You are in these
Don't
streets.
judge me.
I'm
Don't
not.
judge me.
I want to
I am
fry.
a nursing mom.
I want
I need
to
to think about my
fry.
nutritional intake.
It's just when the French fry fell out of your mouth. That's just.
I want
not
to fry.
I'm not judging.
I feel
I'm
like
not
we
judging.
all should have had fries.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
I was trying to,
Q baby just got finished cooking.
these are my
Those are what, Nikisha?
Trader Joe's snacks.
Q baby just got finished cooking, frying fish and chicken up in here, and it's still a little smoky. So now my eyes are watering. But
I
yeah,
want some of that.
we usually fry fish and chicken on Saturday nights.
Fish and chicken?
Yes, we fry fish and chicken. The kids eat chicken tenders, and I eat and Q baby and I eat fish. I mean, you know, I feel like you can't cross Q. We lost Nikisha for a minute, but she'll be back. I feel like you can't cross Omega Sci-Fi unless you know how to fry fish and chicken. I feel like it's a.
I mean, just the fact that it's smoky make me think it's probably good.
No, it's like he has been frying chicken since he was like in the 8th grade. His grandmama taught him how to do it. Because she came home it might have been younger than that, but I know it was middle school because she came home. He said she came home one day and he was like trying to do it and she showed him how to do it. And I'm telling you, like
but I mean, I think he's in charge of all the meats because I feel like he does the barbecuing too.
Oh, he's on it with the barbecue. Yeah, he's in charge of all the meats basically. That's true. That's true.
Wait, are you making those chicken?
He makes them from scratch. He like buys the chicken breast, cuts them up. He like makes them scratch. And even when he fries chicken wings, he doesn't buy like the wingettes. He buys the whole chicken wing and he cuts it up and fries it. So he's like a connoisseur. Like he doesn't.
Well, listen, I will be here for writing as well. And if I don't taste this chicken, it's not real. So let's just get that on the books now.
No, it's really, really good. Oh, Nikisha, you're freezing. But
I would
like
some chicken and some fish.
Okay, no, that's fine. Let me see. You're gonna be here. Okay, you're gonna be here on a Saturday night, so that's good because he does it on Saturday night, so that works. Yeah.
Cheers.
So
drinking my green juice now to get ready for this fried food.
You have to if you're coming south. Okay, so so we have had we lost Nikisha, but I'm sure she's gonna come back. With the gentrification going on where she lives, it's messing with her internet connection. Gentrification really does affect
so many things.
Your Wi-Fi, and it's like really messing with her Wi-Fi.
I would think it would get better, but
no, I feel like it gets worse because they're trying to get folks out. That's what I feel like.
I feel like they're trying iPhone tries to make you upgrade.
Girl, yeah, same thing. You know, that's the whole conspiracy theory right there. Okay, so I was just checking to see. I'm gonna put my other computer over here, so I can just see if we have any comments on Twitter. I just want to make sure that I'm showing y'all some love because I'm so excited to be on Twitter. Ooh, somebody liked it because we're on here. Okay, so Nikisha is waiting. Hold on. She's waiting. Is she waiting? Hold on. Is she waiting? There she is, Nikisha. Keisha. Okay, I'm gonna add her back in a second. Okay, she'll be back. Okay, so she's frozen here. Okay. So we have had some exciting things happen, and we have some really exciting things coming up. So we do want to talk about that, and then we want to recap episode 27. So just real quick, we'll announce these at the end again too. So we just got back from Houston.
Mm-hmm. We love Houston.
Let me tell you
Third
something.
Ward.
Third Ward, right? Let's be specific. Third Ward. So we just got back from Houston doing a installation, an art installation for Project Row House Round 50. The theme is race, health, and motherhood. And our installation focused on, if you're here with us on Facebook, just say hi so we can say hi to you back and that we know that you're here. Our installation focused on healing, innovation, and healing, creativity, and liberation. And so we used Afro spirituality to convey those things. We're super duper uber excited. Check out our IGTV and also our Facebook page, and you'll be able to see the before and after video of our installation. But it was pretty amazing. We were there for 2 weeks. We did the installing. And when I tell you we did the installing, we did the installing.
As I rub my feet that are still sore.
So we were up on ladders in a row house, hammering, nailing. I learned how to wheat paste.
Day and night.
Day and night. We were there for at least 10 hours every day, putting in work to get this installation up. It's really, really intricate. It's really, really detailed. But I tell you, it's some of the most inspiring creative work I've ever done. And since I've returned, I have not been the same. It was so liberating to just be in a creative environment for that amount of time, and to just be supported creatively for that amount of time. Here's Nikisha, she's back. Okay, we got you, boo. She's back. To be supported in that way was just really, really, really amazing. I don't even know if I've really been able to wrap my mind around all of it. I think it's going to take some time because we were there for such a long period of time. So that installation is up now in Houston, Texas, 3rd Ward at Project Row House on the corner of Holman and Emancipation. Around the corner, about 2 blocks down from Crumville. Go get your cupcakes, people, from Crumville.
Hit me back.
She did hit us back on Instagram. So, yeah.
I need to hit back about whether or not they ship.
Okay, I will. We're gonna do a post about Crumville, so I will be sure to let her. I will put that in our post.
You don't get nobody a best of both worlds brownie without letting them know if they can get more. I need to know.
Yeah, so
it'll ruin you. It'll ruin you. Her. You know, I'm a sweet connoisseur, y'all. I don't lead y'all wrong. I've been like a fiend in these streets. I've been like a fiend in these streets.
I believe it. I believe it. Thank you, Tammy, so much for sharing our she's so good on Facebook. She always shares our posts. Thank you, Tammy, so much for sharing our post on Facebook. But yes, Crumville, Ella, can you please hit Thea back to let her know if you deliver? But the installation will be to LA from Houston, Texas. But
I know I'm asking a lot.
That's really not that far though. But so Nikisha will be back. I'm telling you all, it's the gentrification. It's the gentrification that is trying to hold her down. It is the gentrification.
They don't want her
going
to be
on. They don't want her to be
great.
But the installation will be up through February 16th, and hopefully sometime between now and February 16th, we'll be back to Houston. But Houston showed us mad love. Shout out to everybody who came out to our meetup at Lucille's, which was also thebomb.com. Can we talk about the Brussels
chili buns?
Can we talk about the chili buns and the chili? Can we talk about the fish and grits? Can we talk about it? Can we talk about the mac and cheese? Can we talk about it, Lucille's? Can we talk about it? So that was delicious. So that was delicious. And also, big, huge shout out to the Turkey Leg Hut live.
Well, okay, first of all,
wait, I just
it's not quite a shout out because they didn't gift us the food.
Oh, right.
But they didn't gift us the food.
Right.
But they are thebomb.com.
They are thebomb.com. They are thebomb.com.
Crystal had the turkey leg with crawfish and
macaroni stuff. The stuffed turkey leg with crawfish, macaroni and cheese.
And mine was stuffed with shrimp Alfredo and dirty rice.
The shrimp Alfredo and dirty rice. I ate from there twice. That's how delicious it was.
That turkey leg though, we ate. That was 2
we
meals,
ate that. That was 2 meals. And you didn't eat all yours, and so after you left, I ate the rest.
Did
of
you
that.
eat the rest?
I ate the rest of it. I didn't want it to go to waste. And they just got an award from the Houston an award from the Houston Chamber of Commerce, and because it's a restaurant and a club. They don't say that, but it's to us, it was like a party was going on.
When you go up to wait, it's like music banging. I mean,
it was
like
lit. It was
I don't see that here in LA.
It was lit.
When you go wait, you just wait.
Look at this thing.
But they have seats in the shade because they know black folk gonna complain.
Yes.
And they have music. It was
Look
on
at
point.
this baby. Look at this baby right here. Look at this baby. And also, huge shout out to Project Row House for all of your support.
Yes.
Sydney, Soul, Leslie, Eureka,
Daryl, I hope you get some of that.
Daryl, I hope you got turkey.
Some of that turkey leg hat. I hope we get you some.
Huge shout out for all of your support. Thank you to Anya Dula, who really helped us with the meetup and just supported us like the whole time.
The whole time. She got me a toothbrush.
Let me tell you. We would not have made it through that.
Brian.
And Brian without
became
her.
our brother the whole
Brian
time.
Pluto Lens, who found our table that we needed for the installation, which was a key part of the installation.
By at night, like 9 o'clock, like y'all good.
Yeah, like just making sure that we was okay. He was a social butterfly, which did kind of delay his installation, but we can talk about that another day.
Yes.
But he got it done.
But he got
right.
it done. It was
got
beautiful.
It done. And
it was beautiful.
It's just, he has like a gold bathtub. He spray painted a bathtub gold in his installation with black like roses in it that symbolize like black bodies. It's amazing. And so Jasmine Mann was his co-curator. So it was amazing. Please, if you're in Houston, if you're in Texas, if you know anybody in Houston, if you know anybody in Texas, please go by and see it. It's hashtag Untamed Womb. That is WOMB. That's the name of our installation. So that was really super duper uber exciting. Thea and Nikisha, do you all have any thoughts on that?
Oh wait, the experience or just
the installation in general?
I mean, everything you said. Like, I mean, we just fell in love with Third Ward Houston. It's Project Row has such an amazing model for how to use art to combat the violence of gentrification and to be cultural producers, but not just producers, but also cultural preservation through art. And a very tangible, not just like us documenting it with our words or our images, but us using art grants to take up land and take up space and protect the culture of where we live. So that was super empowering. The whole thing, the installations do more than just showcase art. They become things. So like Crumville was a part of one of their installations, and the All Real Radio was a part of one of their installations. And so it's just a beautiful, humble, powerful project, and it was an honor to be a part of it. Shout out to Motown Mondays. Flashy Gordon. That was fun. We had a good time. So yeah, I mean, literally, I'm excited to go back to visit Houston. It's a place that I will. Y'all tried to get me to move there, but you know what? Houston is an amazing side piece, and amazing. I'll be back, boo. Be back.
Nikisha, any thoughts?
I'm just jealous that I didn't get a chance to go. This whole experience, y'all have framed it in terms of food. Like what? Excellent, wonderful food from start to finish. Y'all keep telling me about all this. Y'all know, I'm burning a lot of calories right now. I could use all that food. I would have devoured it. I
would tell you, Nikisha, we did not have a bad meal.
Well,
the food that we ordered from franchise places, yes.
Was it a franchise? Well, no, the Wingstop was good. No, it was this one place. We tried to go bougie.
Good.
We tried to go bougie. Smoothie place.
That's where you go wrong.
We did go wrong there. The Tex-Mex place was bomb. The nachos was on point, and the margaritas. And Crystal got a free beer out of that spot. So it was the time we tried to like order in from this because it was my fault. I wanted a smoothie, and then we just went too hard, and it was just like what the hell? And that was the only time.
But I feel like smoothies in Texas don't go together.
I was trying to.
We went to the wrong place. We should have went to the black vegan places. That's what somebody told me. We should have went to the black vegan and vegetarian places. That's what somebody told me.
Yes.
But overall, I just it's such a gift, such an honor, such a blessing to be involved in the project and to be able to really just create something that will live on in posterity that has the ability to impact people in a tangible way, differently than we do in the podcast, right?
Yeah.
In a way where they can come and touch and see and feel and experience some of our truth. I can't think of anything else like it, and I'm still overwhelmed with the opportunity. So
I'm excited when we go back, and then that like it will have grown because we created these ways for it to like
be attractive,
to be left behind, and things like that. So to see and feel all the energy when we go back for the. Hopefully we go back to do some programs there, but then go back to do the de-installation is going to feel crazy. Like that's going to be just very interesting.
And Project Row House was started by 7 Black artists, but it's just so much more than art. As Thea and Akeisha said, they have a young mothers program.
They've built up.
They've just really built up
some housing.
Low income housing.
That looks like that mimics and
shotgun
is
housing.
True to the style of the homes in that area. Like.
And just something that we realized when we were there was the import. So we did it in a shotgun. Hi, Ebony Janice. I wish I could see it in person.
Hey.
Let's see. She's on Twitter. Oh, she did it on Twitter. Thank you for the comment on Twitter, boo. Boo. Thank you, Ebony Janice. Ebony Janice is the founder of Black Girl Mixtape. If you don't know about it, go check it out because she's really, really dope. But yeah, thank you so much, Ebony.
She's also the friend you want to ride or die for you on any social media platform. Crystal Light, scroll for her comments.
Let me tell you something. With all due respect to people going through whatever they're going through, if you need a sister to ride for you on, let's say, an ex, she your girl. She your girl. She your girl. Through. And here's the thing. She only makes one comment and then the other person can reply back, but it's like nothing you say
is going to matter now.
Nothing you say is going to matter. So ever since
there's a before and after,
for sure,
her comment
1000%. So she
with all due respect,
she's a real one. She's a real one. She said bye, Ash. Yes. Bye, Ashley. Exactly. She's the real one. She's the one you want on
so
your team.
good.
Non-stop. The gentrification is trying to take Nikisha out, but we got you, boo. The gentrification is trying to take you out, but we got you, boo.
You stay strong, Nikisha.
You stay strong,
Don't sell your property. Don't sell your property. Don't refinance. Don't refinance.
No.
Oh, Nikisha, it's breaking up and it's going. You're frozen. Okay, I'm gonna put you down for just a second because you're breaking up and you're frozen.
And we don't want you to.
And I don't want you like that. I don't want you like that on the live. So she's gonna go out and come back in. But Project Row House is super expansive, and it was started by 7 artists. But like I said, it's really expansive. They have a young mothers program for I think you have to be 34 or under to be in that program. But it's just more than art. And what I was saying is we learned something amazing about porches and the importance of, we realized, not learned, of porches to our community and the way that we move. So porches are a way for us to be out in nature and also bear witness in our communities. Right. And so when you see the gentrification going on in Third Ward around Project Row House, you're clear about which ones are being preserved, which ones are Project Row House, because they still have the element of the porch. For example, I stayed in a zero house, which is off the electrical grid, but students at Rice University took a row house and made it green. And so it runs on solar power, but it still has a porch. It still has 2 doors for an entrance. It's still a shotgun house. And we are people who like to go outside. We are people who like to witness and see what's going on in our communities and our neighborhood. And it's a way to connect us not only with nature because we're outside, but also with one another. And so when you take that element away and you start building things straight up, right?
Yeah.
Then it's
and taking up all the yard space,
and taking up
the
all
land.
the yard space.
Yeah.
It becomes oppressive and it becomes isolating. Yeah. So like even when we made the move
and fence it in.
So even when we made the move, let's say the Great Migration North, right? We still had the stoop. The stoop was still a thing, in our communities, in our neighborhoods. But when you just start to build things without that porch element, without that engagement element attached to your house, you begin to separate us, you begin to isolate us, and it begins to look very oppressive. And that was really interesting to see that physically in the gentrification. Literally, I could sit on the front porch of where I was staying and I could look to my right and see the preservation of culture, and I could look to my left and see the gentrification. So it was just an amazing experience in so many ways. So big shout out to Houston, big shout out to Project Real House. Thank you so much for inviting us. So now we have some amazing things coming up that we're going to talk about at the end, but I wanted to dive into, because I know you all don't have a lot of time, so I wanted to dive into recapping episode 27, The Upper Room, which, my bad, I released it on all of the platforms. I released it on all podcasting platforms except for iTunes. So, right. But now it has been released on iTunes. But a lot of people still listen. So, I don't know what happened with that, but it's out on iTunes now for those of you who are waiting. It's out on iTunes now.
It was like they talked about this episode, but
and we ain't seen it yet. So yeah, I realized that I didn't check the iTunes box when I was releasing the episode. But I just want to recap the episode. So The Upper Room was us looking back to episode 4, which was called How I Made It Over, which was an episode about spirituality. It's also the only episode that we have been in the same room and recorded together. And we were just talking about spirituality. And so we look back at that episode to see how we've grown spiritually since then. And the shifts in our lives that have occurred since that episode. So Thea, do you want to talk about your reaction to episode 27? Then I can talk about my reaction, and then hopefully the gentrification has subsided at least for the next 30 minutes so Nikisha can come back to us.
Yeah, just simply that it's simply that it was powerful to hear how far we've come in our spiritual journeys. I really think that first time we talked about it in that room, we've talked about it as like a coming out. As Black people, when you say, I don't identify as Christian, I identify as this, it's a really big deal. And so to look at where we were then and where we are now, and how in our individual lives, how quickly this has taken root and how quickly it's starting to continue to grow and develop and evolve everything we're doing. I mean, I think it's just hopefully inspiring people to expand their spiritual practice, whatever it is. It's not necessarily that people have to make the shift from one practice to another, but to think about how to expand it, because your spirituality should be evolving and elevating you. It should not be teaching you to cope. So it's not like, oh, I just want to get through. It's not about getting through. It's about raising up. And so I think that, I hope that's what people left with. I mean, that's what I left with, that we made a conscious decision on that first time we recorded to raise up as opposed to get through. And I can see how that's changed our lives.
I love that.
I can see how that changed our lives.
I love that. I think that I'm going to type that. Somebody type that. Raise up. Episode 27, raise up instead of get through. So I think for me, how I have evolved, and I talk about it on the episode, some ways that I've evolved, but I think one of the most profound ways that I evolved is that the way that I communicate with spirit. So I no longer, hi, Nikisha. We're not going to let the gentrification take you out, Nikisha. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to beat the gentrification. I was going to talk about my reaction to episode 27. I want you to talk about yours so we can beat the gentrification. Did we beat it, Nikisha? Nikisha.
Oh dear. I think it's winning.
Is it winning? It's taking her out again. It's taking her out again. Okay, let's try again. Let's try the reconnection again. Let's try the reconnection again, Keisha. We're not gonna let it take us out, Keisha. Let's try the reconnection again. Let's try it again.
So powerless.
Let's try it again. Okay, while Nikisha is reconnecting, we are going, but her face says it all. Like
this
her
is
face
not bringing her any joy. This is not bringing her any joy.
Okay. So I think the thing that that how I've changed the most, I think, is that through prayer and communication with spirit. So I no longer ask for things in my prayers. I no longer ask for things. I ask for alignment, and openness. And
less resistance.
I am far less resistant than I used to be. Okay, Nikisha, you want to go?
No, I'm scared. I'm shook.
Like, go now while you're here. Go now.
They trying to take me out, man. They trying to take me out.
They are trying to take you out.
Listen. All right, y'all. I don't know when I'm frozen, so somebody say, "Girl, you gone."
Okay, I will. Okay, we will.
I'll just keep talking.
We will. Okay.
So episode 27. So we record a show, and we're in the moment, and we feel the things, and we share with you all.
Mm-hmm. Boo, you're gone. Boo, you're gone. Boo, you're gone. God, I feel like what she was gonna say was so good.
I was so ready.
It was gonna be so good. Okay, Nikisha, try to come back on, and then also text us what you're gonna say.
Try audio. Try just audio. Kristen.
Yeah, try just doing the audio. Try just doing the audio.
You know what, Crystal? Because I feel like you're like that doctor on Grey's Anatomy that will keep shocking the patient.
Yes, that is
and
me.
And at this point, I feel like the body is just flailing. And so can we try audio?
I'll be like, they're not dead. They're not dead.
That's me. That's me. I'm like, that's me. The body's being charged. Can you see if she can do just audio?
Yes, see if you could just do audio, Keish. So I was
we want to hear that.
Yeah, I felt like what she was going to say was so good. So I no longer ask for things. I ask for alignment. I am far less resistant than I used to be. But also during my prayer and meditation time, I am quiet a lot more. I don't talk as much. Mm-hmm. I try to hear the voice of God, the voices of the ancestors. So I don't speak nearly as much. I am more just trying to be open and in alignment and listen to how they want me to move forward. So that has been a huge shift. When I realized like, oh, I no longer ask for things that I want. I ask that Spirit put me in alignment to create, to live. I don't want to say my purpose, but to live the intention that Spirit would have me rooted in. So that's how I have evolved.
Is she doing audio?
Nikisha, can you just do the audio? Is there just an audio option? Let me see here. I hate that. I feel like what she was going to say was going to be so good. Can you talk? I think we can hear you though. No.
I'm talking right now.
There you go. We can hear you.
No.
Okay, we can hear you. We can hear you. Okay. Oh, we can hear you. Yeah, but this is good because we can hear you.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
But we can't, but it's fine as we can't see you. We just want to hear what you had to say.
I got a couple waiting. Did you want to finish your thought? Or you want to try again?
Go ahead. I'm finished with my thought. Go ahead.
So where I was going was when we hear the show with you all, it's like hearing it for the first time. we minister to by the messages that are being shared. And this is one that really hit me in a way that a lot of other episodes didn't, in that I was able to sit and be a listener like you all, audience, and really gain from the wisdom that was being shared, not from just my co-host, but from myself too. I said some good shit. And so,
no, real talk.
You know what I mean? But like, and we forget in the moment. We're moving fast in life. I forget, some of the things that maybe what we shared in the show, and then we have the opportunity to sit down and soak it up again. I'm able to say, oh my God, that was really, really powerful. And I need to start moving forward in that direction. And so for me, that was kind of a key takeaway from it. It was a reminder of where I was in episode 4, right? Was it 4?
Yeah, it was episode 4.
And to see the growth to episode 27, and then to be able to really see how much further do I want to go? What areas do I still need to really expand in? I'm more free in, and to work on those places. Listen, like we address and interact with spirit, universe, however you call it in what is your truth. But the way that you interact really impacts the way you see. Right, so back in about seeing God, man, as you know what I mean, being really impacted by relationship, and what would be different if we saw God as mother, as friend, as colleague, as sibling,
as self,
the way that you love the world, sibling, right?
Oh, we're losing you. You're breaking up now.
Those we talked about mitochondrial Eve.
Okay, you're good now. Oh God, because she's on a delay. So
it was so good while it lasted.
You're good now. Okay, you're back now. You're back now. You're back now.
No, she's not.
No, she's not. Okay, but what she was saying, I think, was really, really good. So I think that she's right, that for me, seeing God as man was really a challenge for me. It was a huge challenge. It was a huge barrier for me because of the way that man has expressed himself in the world. It was very difficult for me. And it was very hard for me to see, this powerful spirit, not as a woman, not as someone who was giving and loving and nurturing, to give all that God does, right? It's very difficult for me to not see that in the image of a Black woman. And so go ahead.
Take that to the next level, though, and think about how hard it is to see that God as ourselves.
For sure.
I mean, this is something that this is where I think people feel like they really struggle, because they've been taught that to think of yourself as part of God
is blasphemy.
Right? So we go from, I don't see God as maybe a man, to I can see God as a Black woman. But then if you're a Black woman, then can you see God in you? Can you see yourself as a walking shrine, representative vessel of that God, right? And capable of all the things that comes with, right? Like, we don't want to, there's a fear and a hesitancy to own all that would come with that power, because it's so funny, because I think, like, even sometimes people will be like, well, you're human, and I do tend to not hold myself to a human standard. But I think it's because I know what I know. I know that the human part is really just the shell that embodies the divine part. And so the more I give myself passes, like, oh, I'm just human, which I can at times, but I'm also always consciously moving towards the human part of me is here to enact the will of that divine self. So when the human part gets in the way of the divine work, then I hold myself to a high standard of accountability around that, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense. I think that Nikisha just said, she just texted me and she's here, but I think this is good, Nikisha. She said it changes the way that will change the way that we mother and change the way that we move. Exactly. I think that's so true, because I think so much of my movement in the beginning of my motherhood around my children was about whether or not I was worthy. I was moving in a place where I was questioning my worthiness. And then I would see that show up in them, like them questioning their self-worth.
That's the worst.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when
and that's like, isn't that what God sees us doing?
Right.
Like,
exactly,
so that brings it to that
that's
same
right,
relationship.
Exactly. And so when you see that reflected back, right? You see that reflected back and you're like, where did you get that from? That's not what I'm teaching. And then it's like, that may not be what I'm teaching you.
That's what I'm
but
showing
that is what I'm showing you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not even showing them in a verbal way, not even expressing that in front of them, but the energy that's moving throughout the house is that energy of me questioning my worthiness, because it was in the way that I moved, in the way that I worked, whether or not
and the way that I manage stress, and
the way that I manage stress, the way that I prioritize myself in relation, the way I prioritize my identity is a priority in my identity to be a powerful, transformative, creative being, or is my identity tied to who I am to someone else? And in the early days of my motherhood, you know, I got married, began raising a preteen and had a baby and moved cross country within 9 months. Right. And so a lot of those early days of my partnership, my motherhood, my identity was rooted in who I was to other people.
Yeah.
And so if your identity is rooted in that, everybody in the house feels that energy. Right. And if your identity is rooted in other people, it's because you feel you are not worthy on your own to have your
take
own
it to the next
identity.
step and then say, and then how does that impact their relationship with God?
Exactly.
Right. So if they see you and you are a vessel, a reflection of God, doubting yourself, then how does that lead them to doubt that relationship with spirit? Right. So it's, I mean, it's really, it's a lot. So it's complex, and it's as simple as staying open. It's so, it only gets complex when we try to overly control it. But when we stay open to it and recognize our space as like the vessel to this energy, then really the issue of that is solved when we open up and say, I was here by the universe to do all these things. I'm equipped by the universe to do all these things, and let that be what maintains our openness.
But let's take it a step further when it comes to motherhood. And I want to say hi to Anya. She's here with us. Hi, hey, Anya, who got us through Houston. Hey, boo. Hey. But seeing her pop up just reminded me of something, because I talked to her about the way in which she parents her children. And what I saw in her parenting was something so beautiful. Like, she flowed with, I'm getting an echo. I think that's... I'm getting an echo. Okay.
That's you.
I know that's me, but I don't think it's coming through my computer. It's coming through something else. But I want to say what I saw Anya do was flow with the energy of her children. And it was a beautiful thing. And so I say, take that a step further about seeing the God in you. Is seeing it in our children.
Absolutely.
Right?
See, all of us as different interpretations of that energy.
And not feeling as though we have to control them or that we own them, but that we are here to walk their path parallel to them. And it's something that
our partners.
And our partners. And it's something that I saw so profoundly listening to Anya's journey about her journey of motherhood. Is like she flowed with the energy of her children, because she saw something really profound. She saw something in them, and she didn't try to quiet it. She didn't try to suppress it. She channeled it. And it just made her children, Nikisha says she's going to comment in the comments, in our comments. It has made her children like just be able to live in their real selves and live in their true intention, right? And essentially live their dreams. It was just so liberating to hear that. And so I think I'm so much more open to that now. And I think as a Black parent, we spend so much time trying to control our children out of a sense of fear, right? If you don't learn this lesson, if you don't move, walk, talk, and function this way, you're going to end up dead. And I don't want that for you. So I'm going to put you, I don't want white America to put you in this box, but I'm going to put you in this box so that you can survive. And that's real. And I get that because we want our children to live. Like, I totally and completely get that. But the truth is, they've been killing our children even when we in the box. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know for sure if that's really worked. I understand the fear. I understand the logic. And I understand that people make that choice. But the flip side of that is I'm not really sure if that's helped us survive. It's helped us cope. But I don't know if it's helped us thrive.
I think we're at a place now where we have the responsibility to evolve the freedoms that we've been gifted from our ancestors. So it's not about our children just being safe. It's about their joy and happiness. It's about encouraging them to lead us into the next wave of thinking. It's about trusting them to partner with us to create the next world and imagine it and create it. And so I think, yes, our ancestors and our parents had to think about our safety. I think they've gifted us the opportunity to think beyond safety and begin to think about what brings us pleasure and joy so that we can begin to create and co-create an existence. So I was thinking the other day, I was like, if nothing else changes in my life, if nothing else ever takes off or goes anywhere, just that I can say, Oya, to my grandchildren, Oshun, Iwapele. That's just that I know the meaning behind these words, and this other way of connecting spiritually is something I can pass to my grandchildren that they will be able to do more with in their lifetime than I can. The more I gather, the more they will have to start with. It's similar to the way we think about wealth financially, right? If I can get a nest egg going, they can take that nest egg and they can double it and they can double it. And it's the same way with Afro spirituality, is that I'm not going to learn everything there is to know about this practice in my lifetime. But what I learn, then they learn from me, then they learn more in their lifetime, they pass on. And it's about creating a sense of a spiritual inheritance, that
spiritual legacy. You know who made a good example of that? On Queen Sugar. When
she gave her the book of the sex from her mother.
What's her name?
You know, we were upset with her.
I was really upset. Nova. I was really upset with her this season. But you know, I've always had issues with Nova, but that's a whole other life. But right, like, we don't think about passing down spiritual legacy. And here's my thing. I really want to write an article about stop telling Black people what to do and give Black people spaces to heal. Because Black people, oftentimes, Black people need to do this. Black people need to vote. We need to save money. We need to change our relationship with and all that. Here's my thing. I don't believe a lot of that will last or hold if we don't heal. So when we think about, as much as we think about passing on material wealth, we need to think about passing what do I want the spiritual legacy of my family to be? Because that's what will sustain us, no matter what is taken away from us.
Yesterday, so my older two daughters, you all probably know, I did a red tent party for, and just looking at how that has evolved as I've evolved spiritually. So at the first red tent party, you know, I knew I wanted women to bring food and words of wisdom, and we talked, and there was definitely healing present for sure. Second one was pretty similar. The third one, she's much younger, so she started hers about 3 years after them, right? During this last 3 years is when I began IFA work, is when I began a lot of joy and pleasure centered work. And so setting up hers yesterday, the first thing we did was we blessed an altar that we created. And the altar had spaces for Oshun, for Oya, for Yamaya, for Isis, and for Sekhmet. And I had friends that brought their stuff, and there were flowers. And so we opened with prayer. We opened with libations. We opened with and then that set the tone. Then we ate and gathered together. Then we did storytelling, everybody telling of their first time. And then we did the words of wisdom, which came in from all over the country. So my mother, standing in the stead of all the grandmothers, she read on behalf of all the grandmothers, right? My sister read on behalf of the aunts who couldn't be here, right? So, and then my friends read on behalf of cousins who couldn't be here. And so even just the idea that we can hold energetic space for someone in their absence, right, is again vesseling, right, being a vessel for these energies. But that was a product of 3 years of spiritual growth. Not that the other two, listen, because this is the thing about spirit will work with you where you are. So those two first ones were very healing for people and very transformational. My kids talk about it and they still love it. We didn't lack anything, but I was able to usher in and access something different this time. And we'll see how that impacts this child, right? And her family that was able to be present in that way.
Nikisha says, hold up. She needs you to rewind. She needs you to rewind. She needs you to rewind.
So I had to do this was a kind of a sensitive one to host. It wasn't like with my kids, I could cast this like broad net of a village. With my daughter by choice, I had to be very sensitive to her emotionality around something that typically her biological mother would have thrown for her. So I had to ask her specifically who she was comfortable with having, in the space. And there were certain people who she had confided in and talked to about stuff with her mom that she felt comfortable with being. So this one was much smaller than my last ones as well, because my girls had uninterrupted village for most of their life, whereas this child's village was drastically changed halfway through her life. And so in order to get her to even want to participate in it, I had to give her control over who do you want to look at that day and talk about in terms of your what this means to you and your experience. And she did. She got emotional about stuff with her mom. But I think knowing that everybody there had at one point in time had a conversation with her about that in a healing way. Like Kat McGill and her have talked about it, and I know her and Melanie Luja have talked about it, and so they were able to. It was smaller, but it was about who she needed. So I wasn't able to do my big, wide.
Well, I think, well, you must have felt spirit, because I think that answers Nikisha's next question that she put in a text thread. So you must have felt spirit. You must have felt spirit.
And but I'm 100% that. I've been waiting to plan Nikisha's kids.
Yeah.
It's like, so that was part of, this was a very different one. This was a very different one because it was different needs. That was, again, like, and, her mother has a different spirituality. And so, like, it had to be ushered in a certain kind of way for her to even feel. And so she's been very happy today that she ended up having it a certain way.
I think that's beautiful that and again, it reminds me of Anya and the way that you flowed with spirit, the way that you flowed with the energy of your children, right? The energy of your child, instead of sort of doing what you would have traditionally done, what you would have wanted, you flowed with the energy and let her lead in what she needed. And I think that happened, like you said, as a direct result of your spirituality.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that we got.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Am I here again?
Yeah, you're here.
Can you hear me?
So one of the questions that. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Shoot.
Wait.
Oh,
can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Oh, what's going on? Can you hear me now?
Let me go out and come back in.
Okay. All right. Okay, she's gonna come back in. So one of the comments that we got on our Instagram about this episode was that hiding your spirituality. So one of our listeners talked about how they hold on one second, let me find it here. So one of our listeners, let me see if I can find her comment here. Let me see if I can find it here. I should have had it already pulled up. Sorry, everybody. I just want to make sure that I have it here. Okay, so I probably will pronounce her name wrong. It's Jataijh. She says, when Thea spoke about hiding, hold on, let me add Thea. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. But now I can't. Okay, great. Okay, she can hear me. Mm-hmm. So I'm reading a comment from one of our Instagram posts about the episode. She says, when Thea spoke about hiding her practice while at home, I used to keep my altar in my closet for fear of what people would say. My husband talked some sense into me about not hiding who I am. I now have it in my sunroom, and my children are able to see and experience the practice. I also finally took charge of my diet. I'm mostly plant-based. My energy and mood had changed. So I no longer have a thyroid, so I deal with a lot. Just changing my diet has helped me so much. So she was talking about the part that really stuck out to her was when we talked about hiding our spirituality for just a plethora of different reasons, and how really bringing it out into the open and not being afraid that you don't know enough about it to explain to people or have to justify it really also sends a message to your children.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing, if I had to sum all of it up from that episode 4 to now, is I'm just much happier. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's the purpose of having God in your life is to be happier, to feel more connected and more supported and more authorized and more powerful and more loved.
I would say if I had to sum it up, I would say I'm more guided by God than I was before. Before, I think I was driven and guided by myself, and I leaned on God. But now I'm much more guided by God and by Spirit. So I put the link in our comments so that you can listen to episode 27. I'm also going to put the link on our website where you can go read about our installation. And again, the installation is at Project Row House, 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas, corner of Emancipation and Holman. There's 7 artists that participated, and it'll be up until February 16th. So you got time to go. And just a little fun facts about the house that we did our installation in. It's also the house that Nikisha says, I feel more grounded and less judged. The word. That's the word. That's the word. So the fun facts about our house is that it's the house that Solange recorded When I Get Home in. And also, it's the only house in the out of the installation houses that has its original walls. That is a fun fact. It also presented some challenges to us artists.
Yes, it did. We felt every inch of those original ass walls.
So our walls were wood. So it's like the wood planks. And so it was very difficult to find flat spaces, and the walls were thin. So trying to hammer through a wall, you'd end up the nail
I will be shipping you supplies soon, boo. Anya, I'll be shipping you
very
this
hard
week.
for
this
stuff
week.
to stay up on the wall. So those are some fun facts about the house. So things that we have coming up. We have some very exciting things coming up. First things first. Next up, next city we're in is
ATL.
We will be presenting at Let's Talk About Sex.
Talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. It looks like I'm off because it's a delay. So it looks like, but I'm really not. But anyway, we'll be at Let's Talk About Sex. Put on by shout out to Sister Song. We will be presenting on Saturday at 1:15. You can actually still register for the conference. Stacy Abrams is going to be the keynote speaker. So
we're gonna get a whole life.
Get yourselves together.
I've already shaved my edges, so there's nothing to snatch.
So we'll be there presenting about pleasure-centered parenting. A lot of parents, when we talk to our children about sex, it's in a preventive way, not in a pleasure-centered way, because I think we have some hang-ups about our children enjoying sex. And just do we parent?
And when you think about that, you're like, do you want your kid to have bad sex?
I mean, we had the episode. You know what you need to listen to before you hear our presentation? Not Your Mama's Sex Talk. So listen to that episode, then
I think I'm gonna re-listen to that episode.
Then you can get our presentation. But yeah, and also just parenting from a sense of pleasure. Like, did you ask your children, what did you do for pleasure this week? I know that's a conversation that goes on in our house. So that's what our presentation will be about. We'll also have a meetup on Saturday, October 26th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The location is to be announced, but just go ahead and mark that time off. We'll only have limited seats available. So when we put out the call, make sure you go ahead and RSVP, and it'll be free of charge. You'll have to buy your own
from the place,
but to enter and conversate with not conversate because it's not a
girl,
word.
we can say. Yeah.
To conversate with us will be free of charge, and come out because we want to meet y'all Atlanta. Our listeners,
yeah, we had Houston showed out. So
Houston showed up. So
ATL, so we'll see what ATL
y'all need to show up. Yeah, we really want to, like converse with you all, engage with you all. So please come out. After Atlanta, we have doula training with Sister Midwife in Los Angeles, California. We also have an episode with Sister Midwife dropping this week, so look out for that. The doula training, we have a couple of spots left. So please, if you haven't registered and you're planning to go ahead and register. If you've been through a Sister Midwife doula training and you want to sponsor someone else to go through it, then go through it. Let me warn you about this episode we got coming up with Sister Midwife.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not for the faint of heart.
That's all we're going to tell you.
Yourself together.
All the way.
Okay.
You about to get snatched out.
Because we wasn't ready. So I don't know if y'all ready. So I'm just going to give a warning. But the training with Sister Midwife in Los Angeles is Thursday, October 7th. I'm sorry,
November.
Friday. Sorry. Let me get the dates again. The dates are Friday, October 8th through the 10th. November 8th through the 10th. I'm just messing it up, but I'll put the link in our thing. November 8th through the 10th. And then the second weekend is November 15th through the 17th. So it's 2 weekends, November 8th through the 10th and November 15th through the 17th. So Cali, get yourself together. If you anywhere in Cali, come on, get this training. So we have that. I'll put that link to register in our comments as well. And the next thing that we have coming up is Margaret Wilkerson Sexton has a book dropping in November called The Revisioners, which we read.
Yes.
We got free copies and loved. So I will be hosting a conversation with Margaret Wilkerson Sexton right here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We done all these big cities. We done Houston. We done LA. We done Atlanta. But we coming to the Burgh. So it'll be a conversation.
Coming to the Burgh.
Yes, Thea will be here that weekend as well. So it will be Thursday, November 13th at 6 p.m. at the Spartanburg County Public Library. It will be a conversation with myself and Margaret Wilkerson Sexton about her new book, The Revisioners. Margaret has been on our show before. We released an episode with her entitled Black Mama Creative during Black Mama Creative Week. And in her book, three of the characters in the book are Black birth workers. And so we'll be having a conversation about why she chose that for her characters and the importance of writing contemporary Black birth workers into the art and stories that we create. So we got big things popping. We got events going on at the same time. We in different locations, different cities. We're doing big things. The podcast is expanding into a platform, and it's all because of you, because you are listening. We greatly appreciate it. Please, please, please don't just listen. Please subscribe and share with at least one person who you feel can benefit from the podcast. Thea, what you got coming up? Thank you to our new Patreons. You all got us through Houston. You all got us through Houston.
Y'all got us through.
Real talk. Thea, what you got coming up? Thea is becoming an influencer. She's becoming an influencer. So she got stuff going on outside the podcast.
Well, I'll be at Let's Talk About Sex for sure in the meetup. So that's exciting.
Right.
I'm always excited to travel to Atlanta. And then
because it's black. It's black.
It's black.
It's black.
It's black.
I mean, Third Ward was
that's my side.
I mean, y'all got big shoes to fill, Atlanta, because Third Ward was good to us. Third Ward was good to us.
They were great to us. But so I will be at Afrotech with GoDaddy on November 8th in Oakland.
Fancy. Is the event open to the public?
You just want me to say,
right?
It's a private event.
It's a private event. Okay.
It's a private event,
but she'll be around Afrotech just in case y'all want to touch the hem of her garment.
A few hours,
so that your novels can get complete. Touch the hem of Thea's garment.
and you'll meet
your deadlines.
And that will be. I'll be speaking up there, but I'll also be sharing stuff through my IG as the day goes on, and then y'all gonna be with me on that trip because it's literally gonna be Afrotech, fly out on the red eye, hit Atlanta, and I'm doing Cantu and Carol Box are doing a masterclass series for a day, and I will be on the Get Your Mind Right panel. So that will be the next day in Atlanta on November 9th. There's information on that. If you go on Instagram, it's like Cantu X Curl Box Masterclass. You can check my page. It's all rooted on there. So
I think you can still register there.
That I think people can still register to go because it's going to be, so it's get your mind right, get your money right, I think, and get your style right. So there'll be style influencers like Mecca Gamble, and then there'll be the finance bar. It's going to be there to do the get your money right. And then, Malik Teal is going to be there to do like her bossing up workshops and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be really, really fun, really, really powerful. I mean, I'm sure everybody's going to be stunting. Because one thing I will tell you, ATL, y'all make me feel like a bitch got to go get lashes done. Y'all make me feel like my nails got to be done, my hair got to be right, my outfit got to be on point. Like, y'all, I feel that pressure whenever I'm flying to Atlanta. And it's good, though. It's a good pressure, though.
But in Houston, you felt like you felt Southern. You felt happy to be a Southerner when you was in Houston.
In Houston, it was so hot. I was happy to survive. But, and I just felt love no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, I felt love no matter what. But in Atlanta, I'm like, them bitches wear lashes to swim.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be
together.
Like, I'm
all the way together.
I gotta get my contouring. Like, I gotta learn a few more tricks to like get ready. Because I already know them half of them on stage was going to be beat. I already know. So I'm already scouting outfits. But yeah, that's what I have coming up. And then we'll see what's coming.
And to any Black birth workers that are in Los Angeles, we will be having a Black birther meetup. Black birth workers meetup. Let me see.
It will be the 10th, I think. It's that
the 10th.
Sunday. Yeah.
And if you want, it'll be that Sunday. And if you want the location, I'm looking for the flyer here. I don't see it yet. If you want the location, email Sister Midwife, and she will give you the location where it's going to be. But it'll be a Black birth workers meetup for then. So I think that's all that we have. We didn't want to keep you all long. It's been about an hour. We just wanted to recap. As always, please share. If you listen what do you call it? If you're watching the replay, you can still ask questions and we'll answer your questions. Yeah. DM us, email us at dimblackmamas@gmail.com. Oh, there's one more question that we did have. So someone talked about the intention box that I spoke about on episode 27. And what was it? And basically it was just a cardboard jewelry box that I got, that a bracelet. I got my first bracelet that was made of stones in. And I took that box and I wrote down 7 intentions and I put them in that box and I put them on my altar. I saged it, you know, prayed over it, meditate over it, and I left those intentions there. And every day I asked that I'm aligned with the intentions in that box. And it was something that simple that has rooted me and grounded me when I feel that I'm flailing or I feel like I'm in quicksand, which is maybe every 4 to 6 months or so. I open that box and I take out those intentions and I see where I am on the path or how rooted I am in those intentions. But it was something really, really simple. So I just wanted to put that out there because someone asked about it. So that's all. If you want to invest in us, please think about becoming a DBM patron. If you don't feel like you can make a monthly commitment, you can make a one-time donation through our PayPal. All those links are in our bios on our social media, or you can buy some merch and send us a picture and we'll post you on our social media. So I think that's all. Do you have anything else, Thea?
No, I'm about to run to the next thing.
Nikisha, any more last minute comments you out there? Be sure that you're listening to our sister podcast, All Heart, which is co-hosted by Thea Monnier and Noni Lamar, which she's about to go record now. And we'll be expanding the family. We'll be having some cousin podcasts.
That
coming. We'll be promoting
Prima podcast.
Okay. All right. I think that's it. All right. That's all we got.
Bye, y'all.
We ain't got no more. Love y'all. Stay rooted in freedom, joy, and abundance. And creativity and abundance. There we go. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye, Thee. Bye, Keish. We love you. Next time, the gentrification will not win, Nikisha. But this time it did.
There's got to be some tech for that. Okay.
Okay. Bye.